Welcome to Men on Scandal. This is our weekly look at the latest episode of Scandal from a man's perspective. This episode is called No Sun on the Horizon. And of course, as always, you got Mark Clark, you got Troy Johnson, and me, Tony Scott. And we start out with Sally Langston has clearly lost her damn mind.
That's right, man.
Next thing you know, she's going to be speaking in tongues, man.
Man.
she wants all in.
Yeah.
Just wants one more conversation with sweet Jesus. Just one more.
That's it.
She had Eddie Long on speed dial.
Not Eddie Long.
Whoa. Hello? Somebody's calling me?
Yeah. Just glad to be called.
Man, I thought Olivia lost her mind too. The way she was laughing when she went in there with Cyrus. I said, well, what happened? Did the water break? What happened? I don't know what happened.
You know what? I tell you what, she had a hell of a smoker's laugh, though. I thought it was Smedley. Damn. That was the worst. Yes, that was the worst smoker's laugh ever.
I liked it. I liked it, though, because Olivia was getting to do that face. You know the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know the face. That sad face.
Yes.
And I was almost like, I can't take any, and then broke out into a laugh, which caught me off guard.
Yeah. So
I was like, okay, so it kind of helped me out, actually.
I thought she was going to get the official Olivia Pope struggle face, but it didn't happen. She started laughing. The struggle face. But now we know that Pope and Associates are number one in covering up murders. That's going to be the ad in her new Yellow Pages ad for Pope and Associates, because this is how many times has murder what it comes down to, though, is Sally's a murderer, and Fitz is a murderer.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, you're candidates for president of the United States.
Now, not to Troy, not to start any controversy, but why did they have the governor of Maryland?
Yeah. What was that about? What was that about?
Mark's trying to get his good old conspiracy theories in there.
He cranking it up, isn't he?
Yeah. People that live here might be doing that eye that Mark just did. Like,
oh, is that right?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Why is it the governor of Maryland?
What's the scoop on that?
Go ahead.
We don't want to say too much.
That's right. We live here.
Okay. well,
Well, Tony, let me just say three things to you. St. Patty's Day. That's all you need to know.
That's all I need to know?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what will Cyrus do now that he's on his own, as Olivia Pope told him? What was he going to do? I mean, because what he did is illegal, and there's jail time in there, possibly, but he didn't commit a murder. So what's he supposed to do?
He's accessory, though. I mean, he covered up a murder, on that kind of a scale. First of all, he's trying. That brain was working overtime. He's trying to figure out, how the hell do I get out of this mess?
Yo, man.
I can get out of everything, but this could be it.
Yeah.
And, the answers were, all the doors were closing in his face.
Yeah.
Really wasn't a way out of this.
He could have hired Olivia Pope and Associates to get him out of it.
Does he get the best friend discount, man? Does he get that, man? So Quinn is on phone duty now, man. What happened, man? She got. Jake told her, your status is pending. Answer the phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody's got to sell this paper. The office is off the air. So
is that code for something else? Or they just, I don't know. Because Eli worked at the Smithsonian, and this is the Acme Paper Company.
Yeah.
Really, that's the best name they can come up with. The Acme Paper
That's
Company.
A lot.
Come on, man. And then Eli's in the car with Leo, who's Sally Langston's campaign manager. They're in the limo, and he says something about, I'll fire you. He says that to Leo. Leo says, I don't work for you. And Eli basically says, fired is another word for killing you.
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
Huh? Wait, what? I think if Eli would have told me that, I think I would have pooped my pants right there in the limo, man.
Man, damn, Tony, for real?
I may have sharded, man. I don't know.
Open a window.
You know what I'm saying? Man.
Now, it's interesting. Now, Olivia's daddy talks like he's he's soliloquying every time he talks now.
Yeah.
You know, he'll laugh. Let me tell you, it's kind of everything is intense. I mean, everything's intense, man.
Everything's intense.
Man, you know, this was like the episode could have been called "Everybody's Crazy."
That's true.
Fitz did say that too. He's like, "Am I the only one in this MFer who ain't crazy?" Yeah, pretty much.
You are.
I missed the MFer part, man.
In this episode, yeah, the MFer they beat that out.
They beat that out.
Here's a question though, man. How do you run B613 and live in an apartment?
That's his cover, man.
I mean, does that job not pay well or something, man? Is he getting the entry level fee?
He's never at home anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you run B613, you got to have a security detail at all times, and you live in an apartment. Really?
Yeah. Well, you got to look at The Office too. The Office is very 1977-ish.
Yeah.
You know, with paneling and everything. I don't know, man. And you're right. The computer, even this computer, is questionable.
You know,
was that a Commodore 64?
You know, Commodore 64.
Everybody knows in TV world, if you have an office, you got to have an iMac. Everybody has an iMac, man.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe they.
I learned that. You know, I actually learned that on Talking 360 with Tony Scott. Every office.
Yes. Yeah. So I said it last week when Mark was doing some undercover work for B613 and he wasn't here.
Yeah, we're going in on you later, Mr. Clark.
But Jake is clearly in over his head, man.
Yeah.
As command.
And you get the sense that he wants out now. Like, you know, it's completely overwhelming. You know, now the Band-Aid is ripped off. I see all the scars, all the problems, and it's too much. Mm-hmm. Too much for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the erratic behavior from Olivia. Damn, Olivia!
He loves Olivia, though, man.
I mean, how much can one man take?
Well, man, she must have the banger, man.
It has to be.
Yeah, I mean,
I like how she gives out the banger and then it's like, see ya.
And you know what? Damn. You get that face afterwards. That face? Ooh, that drive me crazy. That face?
What, the Olivia struggle face?
Olivia struggle face. You know, y'all playing house, and then she just pick up her little Ken doll and say it's over, so it's over.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Jake made his pitch. He said, run away with me, Liv, and save me. Mm-hmm. You know, and I thought she was going to say no, but she was drinking that wine, or in her case, for Kerry Washington, that grape juice. But did you notice the first gulp, she slurped it, man? Did you notice that? She
was into it.
Yeah.
And then once she drank that wine, Jake just crept up from behind. And he was about to hurt. Okay.
What's that? Yeah, okay.
She said,
I thought you were going to go with Drunken Love. But, you went on back. You went with Biggie.
Yeah.
All right, man.
She said, take advantage of me, Jake. And I assume that he did.
Yeah.
How would you like to be in a love triangle with the president, though? Even if you're the other dude, your competition is the president of the United States.
Yeah. You'd have to get the feeling that he, the president, if you were in that situation, allows you indirectly to be in the situation.
Well, that's true.
You know?
That's true.
Because when I tire of you, then you're out. You know?
So
shut this down.
This preacher that Leo brought in, Sally's campaign manager at the beginning of the show, was brought in to talk Sally down, for lack of a better phrase, because she was getting ready to go off that cliff, man. She was getting ready. She's cracking up. She's about this much away from snapping, man.
I thought she was giving her practice sermon. She was right there.
But apparently she confessed to the preacher. Mm-hmm. And so the preacher was like, my job is done. He's out, man. He's out.
He's like, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Damn.
He could hear the hitman clicking the rifle, clicking the scope and everything, man. He was out. And she says she has to confess to the world so that God can let her back in the flock. Mm-hmm.
He hasn't talked to her anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't say he's not speaking to her, man.
But you know what? You know who might have been the maddest from this episode might be God.
Why you say that?
Because he was like, she was breaking down how God has left Jesus out there. Like, Jesus, give me a sign, oh Lord. Lord was like, and that was the first cricket ever.
The first cricket?
Could I have a sign, oh Lord? Is that you? It's a cricket.
Man, God added an 11th commandment: "Thou shalt not talk about my son Jesus."
Right.
Sit down somewhere with that, man.
It didn't fit on the scroll.
Well,
Olivia didn't seem to be that moved by it, though. Olivia, who had just gave some to Jake and was getting ready to give some to the president, was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, whatever."
Just another day.
yeah.
Out one leg and the other.
Yeah,
man.
you know.
Leo tells Cyrus that if this debate happens, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
So I think that really had Cyrus sitting up in his chair.
Oh yeah, Cyrus. Anytime jail comes, jail came up before.
Yeah, and his jaw got tight.
He was like, "What?"
So Cyrus goes to Jake, B613, and says, "You got to kill Sally."
Damn.
And he makes his case. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all intertwined.
Yeah.
If this happens, forget about everybody going to jail, including me. But our entire government will just be exposed to the world, and we'll basically have anarchy in America. Everybody will take advantage of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It was a strong argument.
but then Jake says no. And then he calls Cyrus a mouse. And as great as Scandal is with songs that they play in the background, I thought when he called Jake a mouse, I thought I was going to hear Ben. I got to be real honest with you.
Ben was a rat, Tony.
Thank goodness we didn't hear Ben.
I stand corrected. So now when Quinn kind of went off on Jake at the desk, is she playing mind games with Jake? Or trying to play mind games with Jake, or did she just step out of line as she admitted to later?
She stepped out of line. She said, "This job blows. I don't want to do this. It's not what I signed up for."
Right.
You just got here.
Right.
Yes.
I couldn't quite understand. She feels very. She feels very highly of her skill set.
Yeah.
Nobody else does.
Right.
No. Right.
Not like that. She just got here. You can learn.
Right.
Maybe you've got what it takes, but right now, you work this desk, order this paper.
And my thing is, Olivia hadn't given up on her.
Right.
Olivia gave her an opportunity. It's like she actually basically still had her back. She still was family in her eyes.
Yep. Until Quinn turned her back on her.
Right.
Which was ridiculous.
So she scared of Huck though.
So what? He licked her. It's not the first time she's been licked. In the face.
In the face. Damn.
Maybe in the face.
Oh man. Olivia confesses for everybody to Fitz and tells him what Sally did and what Cyrus did, and then she says, "I need you to throw the debate." Now, why did she need him to throw the debate?
Because that gives Sally the opportunity to get her sign from God.
Yes.
She felt like, okay, I'm overwhelmed by this situation. God ain't talking to me. She wasn't even concerned about being president or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So if this gives her the opportunity to hit Fitz one time with a good political move, then she's back in the mix. She snaps out of her.
But how would that benefit Fitz's campaign? I guess it doesn't. She was throwing a bone to Cyrus indirectly then.
Well, he'll have a chance to get her on the next one.
So they just kicked the can down the road then.
I think they felt like if she feels like she's back in control of her politics, then she's fixed from now on. She's back.
She won't sabotage herself and everybody else.
But clearly the guilt of what she did of murdering her husband is going to eat her alive. It's already started.
Well, if God is talking to her though, Tony, if he just give her a little sign, just a little bitty sign.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what though, she snapped into action, didn't she? She was like, what I was saying was actually wow.
She said, "I'm just getting started."
And now, of course, the laugh track from the audience, which they always have at these debates, helped.
Yeah.
They're like laughing at the president. Like it felt like the episode of The Honeymooners for a second when the president messed up.
So Jake tells Quinn, "I've got a real job for you. So you're paying your dues time is paid. Paid in full. I got a job for you. I thought the job was going to be to kill Sally. But the job turned out to be to go and dig up the information. Was that at Olivia Pope's office? Pope and Associates? That she broke into and got everything on the jump drive?
The dossier.
Was that or was that David's office?
It might have been David. David has the worst security system in the world.
I think, well, his office is in a federal building, so I just assumed it'd be easier to get into Olivia Pope's office than it would be to get into David's office. But, budget
they didn't really allude to that. Yeah, they didn't allude to that.
Yeah, they didn't say anything about that at all. So we're at the presidential debate, and Sally seems to be, at once she looked medicated, but then she didn't. But she was drinking a lot of water, or she was drinking a lot of Grey Goose. Which one was she doing?
Yeah, I think it's that those big glasses that Olivia has of wine seem to take the water now fill the glass. So she was definitely hydrated. She might have been crazy as hell, but she was hydrated.
Yeah, hey.
Well, that's gonna be some good peeing later on, man, because she was loading that bladder up, man.
Hey, man, she had a lot on her mind.
She did have a lot on her mind.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, she's struggling with whether or not she's going to make this confession in the midst of the debate. And the keeping it real moment of the episode goes to Cyrus. Do I need to call my lawyer? Because he knew it was going down. Olivia's like, you might want to do that.
Man. Yeah, well, I could see him. And then who threw out the "Oh Lord" line? Which one said that? Was that Leo or was that Cyrus that said "Oh Lord"?
I think it was Cyrus. He was calling on Jesus.
Yeah, he was calling. Yeah, but at the end, Fitz clearly threw the debate.
Yeah, he did.
But it was so blatant.
It was.
Well, I like the assassin, the would-be assassin. Man, talk about really paying attention. He was really paying attention, wasn't he? Yeah. I need to tell the world something. That might, if I'm the assassin, that might have been it right there. Cloud.
Yeah.
He was listening. I want to tell the world something.
Yeah.
Drink of water.
Yeah.
That's is that Secret Agent Sam? Is that his name?
I think that's the one that's pulling double duty. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
He got two wrist microphones.
Yeah. So Leo comes
Damn. Got a lot going on there. This was just to his wife. Yeah. Grilled chicken and sweet potatoes. Thank you. Now, I'm about to kill her. Yeah. Roger. Over.
And then talking to the wrong one, man.
Yeah.
Sweet potato. Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
Man, come on, man. Dude. So Leo goes into Cyrus's office after the debate that Fitz through, and Leo says he's got political wood.
Yeah, Louisville Slugger.
Louisville Slugger.
Mm.
And then he says, because if we won, we were going to take over and redecorate and get rid of that buzz. What is that? So he leaves, and Cyrus is like, buzz? What buzz?
Yeah.
And then he hears it. And then he moves his phone. He's moving his phone around. He gets it close to the lamp. And then he gets it by the picture. And when he gets it by the picture, he starts to get the feedback. And he finds the bug.
Yep.
So did he automatically know that James was involved when he found the bug? Was it that immediate?
I give Cyrus the benefit of the doubt. He is so shady that he knows all the games. He knows what's going on. So maybe if he did, he figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
He figured it out. It just makes sense. I think that James, who we all know is a sandwich short of a picnic. If you're going to put a bug in the office, would you put it behind the picture of you and your husband? Shouldn't it be someplace else? Shouldn't it be under the desk? Or I mean, I don't know. Maybe that might be how he figured it out.
Well, what made me mad was why was it on the black baby's hair? She had it like it was like a little braid
like
on her little head. She had a little little ponytail was like that.
Was it a little rat tail?
That's when Cyrus knew. He was like, wait a minute.
Well, Cyrus and James have the talk. Cyrus talks to James afterwards. He's back at the townhouse, and he tells James,
hello, Pupilus.
I love you. I've loved you more, and this whole love thing. I thought he was going to gut him right there.
Really?
I thought he was going to shoot him, because he's basically, he clearly has gone over the line and doesn't even know what the line is anymore. He's so far past it. I thought he was going to kill James because he figured out James is the one who set him up with this whole thing. But it turns out that was not the case.
Hey, man, going to jail or getting ready to go to jail will help you sober up.
Well,
and I mean, I think, maybe he has a small soul, but not a large one at all.
Right.
And every time he escapes, he escapes jail, escapes being culpable for the things that he's done. Then he's finally like, you know what? This is my last time doing this, and we all know it's not.
But even if he got convicted, if all this came out, they went to court, he got convicted, Fitz is going to pardon him.
Damn, Tony, Tony, you thinking way down the line, huh?
Because he almost has to, because he has so much dirt on Fitz.
Yeah, well, and I had a different take, guys. I thought he looked genuinely sad, genuinely apologetic, and he felt the love. He felt love for his husband, and the thought I had was, oh Lord, I hope they don't make love right now.
Oh.
And also the second thought I had was, if you are in a gay relationship, his wife was, he looked like he was feeling his husband. He looks sweaty, like I say, he looked angry and sweaty, so it didn't really look romantic. So I was like, man, this is a note to self. If you're in a gay relationship, try to be two cute people together. Don't have an ugly person and a cute person.
That's a note I won't need. To be angry. I'm not going to need that note, so I won't make that note, man.
Okay, yeah.
So Olivia is in the Oval Office, and she's telling Fitz that Vermont does not exist. Yep. This is what it is. Yep. And then she kisses him. And the problem I have with this kiss is that she kisses him in daylight with the curtains open in front of the window.
We don't give up.
But he's running for re-election, so he's got to give up.
It is what it is, Tony.
Well, I understand that, but he's still running for office.
Let's be here. Let's be here. That's what she said.
Yeah.
My problem is, damn, she's kissing everybody, ain't she?
She was running through him in this episode, man.
Gets around.
And I mean, those beautiful full lips just all up on, she kissed you. You've been kissed. You've been kissed to the highest of kistivity.
Yeah. She's got great lips, man. She really does. So we go to the final scene of the night where David and James are in the street. And James says, I no longer want to pursue this whole thing that I set Cyrus up with as far as exposing what he did. I just wanted an apology, and that's enough. So I know you set up this meeting. And David's like, huh? I didn't set up this meeting. I thought you set up the meeting. Basically one of those kinds of things. And next thing you know, David's assistant, the Asian woman, she takes one to the dome. Who's the other woman that got shot? Because I thought that was Abby.
No, that's the woman that signed off on the autopsy, right?
Is that who that was?
I think so.
Because she got one right in the forehead too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if when they took the shot to the forehead, when they fell, their hand was like this. I don't know what I don't know if y'all know. I don't know if y'all noticed. Maybe it was a hey. I don't know, but look. If you look at the tape,
Both of them?
Pow! It was I don't know what that is, but
the claw of death, man. Is that what that
the
was?
claw. Maybe
right.
when it's scientific, when you get shot in the forehead, your hand
goes up.
Your right hand.
Ah!
You know, it has to be, but it has to be your right hand.
That hand should have been up here. Maybe you had a better chance.
Maybe it was on the way up, but it was too late.
Yeah.
It got froze. Like, I don't know.
I tell you what, though, whoever did it before we discovered who did it, I was like, man, nice shoes.
Where'd you get
the
those?
fast-paced shoe? You know, he had those suede brown loafer boots.
Tight jeans.
So we find out
Slim
that
fit.
It seems to have been Jake who fired these shots.
Damn.
Jake's the one who shot those two women, and he's getting ready to shoot either David or James. And he does fire the shot, but we won't know until next Thursday who got shot. So who got shot?
They gave a clue.
What was the clue?
The blood on James's face was an arrow pointing to David. If you look close.
What are you, Horatio from CSI?
The blood splatter on.
Blood splatter, man.
If that's the case, he's got to go like this.
Yeah. yeah.
So who do you think got shot, or was it either one? Not either one, but because in the previews for next week, Olivia Pope, she's hot as fish grease because she says whoever did this, they're going to go to jail for a long time. So obviously one of them got shot.
So I'm going to go with. Well, first of all, this was not the most exciting 30 seconds of television. It was the It was the best letdown ever.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Come on.
It got me. It got me.
It didn't get me. If it's supposed to be all that, in my opinion, then just go ahead and tell me who did it.
Well, we got to keep you watching until next week,
but
though.
I'm gonna watch next week.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, you gotta
I don't think that was enough of a cliffhanger. We didn't need a cliff. We didn't. It was a cliffhanger that I didn't need. Just go ahead and shoot whoever it is, and then next week we'll find out what happens.
I think Troy's tainted now, Tony.
You know what? I thought. I kind of thought about the "Who Shot Jr." moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, come on, man. Do I have to wait another week to find out what's going on? Come on.
But when that happened on Dallas, though, we had to wait like 5 months.
Right.
We're only gonna have to wait 7 days.
I don't want to wait.
You don't want to wait.
Now, having said that, who do I think Jake shot? I'm going to go with David.
Why? David?
Really?
I'm going to go with David because, like you said, Olivia was hot as fish grease about something. Now, David is her kind of nemesis. You know, at times they've been at odds, but he's essentially helped her out in the long run. So I'm going with that one.
Okay, but James is her best friend's husband or wife or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
no.
Well,
I don't think James means that much to Olivia in the grand scheme of things. Unless now, if you say James got shot and then Cyrus becomes a shriveling puddle of whatever, he's incapable of working. Then maybe. But
there you go, Troy. I think you just hit the nail on the head. I think you had the resolution with David and Cyrus. You had he basically everything was almost forgiven. They did the reset. Normally in the narrative when that happens, sometimes it's almost like the reset is the precursor to something bad happening to that relationship. And then, like you said, if Cyrus isn't focused at the top of his game, then Fitz's presidency is at risk.
Okay, so Troy thinks it was David. You think it was James?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was either one of them. Well, I think he shot somebody that we didn't see.
That's possible. I thought about that too.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going.
But David also had the reset too with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. He did.
She said, you have to be careful about the situations that you're in. It's dangerous.
Yep. And I love you.
Yeah. And he was awake for that one.
Well, maybe Jake shot the Gap salesman that sold her that outfit.
But you know,
they look too preppy to be a murderer. Hey, man.
Well, that was the preppy school murders of 20 years ago. Remember those?
That's true.
You know, so.
And
so
then, you know, there's always the other possibility that, you know, whoever gets shot has an amazing recovery, you know, on the show.
Well, they almost blew half of Fitz's head off in the first season, and he came back and took over the being the president. So, you know,
he's still got a big ass part though.
Yeah,
couldn't do nothing with that.
Oh no. So what did I miss, man? Did I miss anything?
I like it. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mark.
I didn't. I had a couple things that. Again, I love the line Fitz said, "I'm surrounded by people who basically lost their minds." And I thought, Troy, once again, another biggie. I'm surrounded by criminals.
Shiesty individuals.
It was Biggie night, and I just felt for Jake. I mean, damn, Jake. You know, talk about, you know, what do you call it? Sloppy seconds or.
But how many
second
times
fiddle or damn?
How many times he gonna put his hand in the fire though before he gets burned enough? I mean, because she's clearly like let him down on this same subject a few times,
time and time again. You know, and if you ever been through that pain, you know that pain. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Feeling some kind of way, man?
Sorry, man. You know, you get on the ride time and time again. Why?
Man, he's up in his feelings again, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, he created that situation because she's always been unexcited about the fact that he wanted to get with her.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she's like, well, I ain't got nothing to do. Let me go ahead and take this coat off and show you what's happening.
Yeah.
Fellas, take that lesson. You know, if you're that guy, only get the call, never to call on Christmas, just to call on that 2 days after Christmas.
Damn.
Yeah.
The third day of Kwanzaa, you get a phone call.
You only get to call on Umoja. Which actually, I don't know which day it is, Troy. Y'all know you know. What is it, Troy?
I know.
You know it, Troy. What is it?
I don't know. I would have said Coochie Chakalia because it's funnier.
Oh, I'm getting the Coochie Chakalia call, huh? Uh-huh. Okay, I see you. I'll be there.
Yeah. A baragani to you too.
A baragani to you.
Oh,
yeah, I'll be over. Damn.
I like how Cyrus says he's made. He told Olivia he's made horse's ass size mistakes. Damn.
Which is the same as Coco, right? That's like a Coco mistake.
Oh, damn.
Oh man. You know the.
You made a Coco, man. Oh.
I was thinking the Kentucky Derby is just a few weeks away. Horses' asses.
Damn.
Oh man, so that's the episode. No sun on the horizon. Now the bigger and better things, man. Where the hell were you last week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was on the mass transit system in the DMV, man.
Okay, now look.
All right.
This is, you know, there's a level of responsibility that we have now to the people who enjoy the Men on Scandal. People watch this program for whatever reason. So much so that artwork was created.
Yes.
And I don't know if Tony can flash it in this episode or not. Artwork created for your absence.
Man, which was great, by the way. Graphics.
You know.
So you know, Tony, if you and I take a day off, apparently there'll be some artwork that happens.
Yeah, man, I apologize, guys. I was trying. I talked to Troy twice and got cut off a couple times. I know you were like, man, that was that damn red line, man. The damn red line, man.
I didn't know where you were, man. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure either. Because he called me 2 minutes before we did the show. Yes.
This is what Troy heard. Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, never again.
Well, don't say that, man.
Yeah, man. Please don't say that.
Life throws you curves, man. You just don't know. As
Right.
long as you're all right, that's all we care about.
Now, speaking of curves, man. No. I think I'm adjusting to Olivia's pregnancy. Are you?
Well, she's not. You know what I was going to say? I think the big thing is that she's going to be pregnant by Jake. That's my prediction down the road.
That's a good one.
Show prediction, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, they're running out of camera angles. They shot her and Fitz from across the Oval Room, the Oval Office.
Yeah.
There was a chiffaro, a couch, a bowl of peanuts, all of that in front of that damn coat.
Yeah.
And you know what I read or heard something about the wardrobe choices for Olivia and how they're supposed to reflect the mood that she's in.
Yeah.
So when things are cool, she's got on the white coat. When things aren't going so well, she had on like a gray coat and she was all bundled up. So it's supposed to be some kind of fashion sign about what's going on.
When she grabbed Jacob by that window, she had on some pink. You know what that means? With polka dots, okay?
Well, Mark, this is just in. That wasn't a coat. That was not a coat.
Oh man, well,
what?
Well, there we are, man. Again, the episode "No Sun on the Horizon." That's our recap of Men on Scandal.
Had fur, but it wasn't a coat.
Where do you get a load of this?
Hey, there's going to be a Scandal meetup. I actually met somebody over the weekend who actually is going to be going to that event, and it's going to be in Los Angeles. August 1st through 6th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We'll put a link in the description below as to get more information and maybe book yourself a spot to go
get
to
out
the hotel,
there.
things like that. Yeah,
we're gonna try. I mean, we're gonna be there hook or crook, even if we're Skyped in.
Oh, there's a hint right there, Troy.
Yeah, exactly. It gives some more artwork.
Yeah, more artwork.
You're gonna be pasted in front of a picture of LAX, Mark. Now, where's Mark? He's not in LA.
Yeah. Well, there's so many ways to be there nowadays.
Virtually.
Yeah.
Virtually, right?
Yeah. So, but it'll be a great time, and we look forward to being there. At least two of us are. So we'll put the information down below. So thanks so much for watching Men on Scandal. You can check it out on talking360.com. You can also get the audio version both on iHeartRadio and iTunes. And you can leave a comment down below like you always do. You bless us with some great comments. You guys are so nice to us, man. You leave great comments for us.
Man,
you really show us the love, and it's appreciated.
Some intelligent fans who really follow the show.
Yeah.
To a T. Sometimes I'm afraid to have conversations with people like, let's see, that was episode 3 of last year. I don't know.
They're pretty sharp, man. So
they're on it.
And I guess it was a rerun of Oprah with Shonda and Kerry Washington and who it's based on.
Judy
amazing, man! Just some women are off the chain. It's just and the fan base is also amazing. So I'm just so glad that we're just involved with these wonderful people, man.
Yeah, it's great. Sure. It's great. We're having a ball doing this, and look forward to the trip to LA coming up in August. So again, thanks for watching Men on Scandal. I'm Tony Scott. That's Troy Johnson, and that is Mark Clark, and we will see you next week.